Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we are going live right now.
God, I would hate it to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now.
What are you talking about? Eastern Standard Time is the best. I feel bad for anyone who doesn't live in Eastern Standard Time.
My uncle lives in Phoenix, or outside of Phoenix, and his watch is set to Eastern Time. He lives by Eastern Standard Time.
Really?
Yeah, he's a weirdo, dude.
So yeah, we're live. I think. Just making sure.
Oh.
For whatever reason, I can't see the comments. But here we go. Now comments are back.
Uh-oh.
We're good to go. Yo, we had a technical difficulty. I couldn't get the show working until about 15 seconds before it was time. But it looks like we're good to go. Yo, thanks everyone for joining as always. In case you're wondering who this guy is on the right, his name's Scoop. So Scoop is a diehard Jacksonville Jaguars fan. He's also a Scorpio. He writes poetry in his spare time. Are you really a Scorpio? I was just guessing.
Yeah.
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, Aries. All right, Scoop, what's your Twitter so I can switch that?
SESP0.
SESP0, easy enough. So Scoop is going to be doing the English Premier League soccer picks for us. So if you're on the VIP list, you'll see those on the app. That starts August 6th, I believe. So you'll become familiar with him. Hopefully he's winning for us. He's filling in for Prop Beaver. AJ is in Pittsburgh with his friends doing the whole college trip. I don't even know what he's doing. He might have told me. I didn't ask any details. So he's going to be gone for the weekend.
He's doing what 20-somethings do. Go to the casino to a baseball game.
Yep.
I'll fill in from Pittsburgh Fox.
Yeah, it is something he would say.
Oh, man.
Nathan Eovaldi, off yourself. Something like that.
Let's hope he doesn't. Let's hope the Beaver doesn't get pimped out in Pittsburgh.
All right. So we have 15 games, so really not much time to bullshit. I'm going to start us off with the first one. It's Mets at Marlins in Miami. Let me scroll up in my notes here. All right. So I went with 2 bets, and I'll get them right on the screen. Let's get it started. I went with Mets money line at -121 for 0.75 units, and I'm taking the Mets team total over 3.5. I think it's at plus money, but let me double check. Plus 105 for a half unit. So that's the direction I'm heading here. The thoughts are pretty much this. Yeah, fading Sandy Alcantara is a tough sell. Don't get me wrong. Not to mention, it's almost... So Sandy Alcantara is at home, and it's a night game. Those are his 2 money spots. At home at night is a great spot to bet on Sandy. Chris Bassett, on the other hand, on the road, he's worse, and at night, he's worse. So this is the fade spot for Bassett. But the reason I'm on the Mets is because when we're talking lineups, this Mets lineup is starting to show signs of life, and the talent discrepancy between the New York Metropolitans and the Miami Marlins is so huge, especially with the injuries the Marlins are dealing with, that I don't care who's pitching. I mean, in my opinion, if the Mets bats are hitting, it really doesn't matter. The Mets will beat the Marlins 19 times out of 20 if that lineup's hitting. So that's really what I'm going with. Lastly, I want to add on the fact that the Mets bullpen has really taken a step forward. The bullpen's been the weakness for the Mets for a majority of the season. Everyone knows that. But actually, if I was looking at the numbers for the last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, and the Mets bullpen has been performing much better, significantly better than the Marlins. So other than Sandy over Bassett, I really see no advantages for the Marlins here. I'm betting the Mets 2 ways. Toast, want to go second?
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as you, Mets money line. I'm not going to play the team total out of respect for my boy Sandy, but I will take the Mets on the money line for a full unit. First things first, we all know I'm a situational guy. Miami coming home from a 2-city road trip out of the All-Star break. Definitely not a spot I want to be on. Not to mention the fact that this will be the Mets 1, 2, 3, 4th time seeing Sandy Alcantara this year. And the last time that Sandy Alcantara pitched to the Mets at home. He went 7 innings, but guess what? He gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. So there wasn't this dominant Sandy performance. And if you take a look at what Bassett's done against the Marlins, it's pretty consistent. He's going to go 6 or 7 innings, and he's going to give up 3 runs. I think the Mets can at least get 4. I actually think that Bassett probably pitches a little bit better than he has. I'm actually slowly, don't tell this to anybody, take the record off. I might be becoming a Bassett guy, but we'll talk about that at a later date. But I'm all over the Mets today.
All right, Scoop, where did you land on this one?
I wish I could be the contrarian here, but I actually have the Mets money line. Same as you guys. I have it as a 0.75 units. The problem with Miami is just the consistency. I mean, Alcantara is awesome, obviously, but pretty much, I mean, he's the only one that's like being consistent. I mean, look at the Pirates game before the All-Star break, I think it was. I mean, he pitched 8 innings and lost.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's not gonna. They're not gonna do anything. I mean, he may well be the Cy Young this year, but he's probably gonna lose this game. His his first 3 starts this month were 2-1, 2-0, 2-1, and the only reason. Also, that's the other reason I'm taking the under 6.5 at 0.75. And it's because
you are?
Yeah,
okay,
no one's gonna. It's not gonna be a high scoring game. He threw a complete game shutout of the Braves and held them to 1 run in 8 innings. But yeah, I think the Mets are gonna win the game pretty much 3-2 today.
I wanted to take the under too. That's 6.5. That 6.5 just scared the shit out of me. So that's at -105. You said for a half unit on that. All right, so we're pretty much all on the same page. I have team total over. Scoop has the full game under, both which could hit. So, all right, we're 1 down, 14 to go, cruising right along. I'm going first on this one because I like this bet. Now, I will admit I don't like it as much now that there's been a pitching change. When I thought Dean Kremer was pitching for the Orioles, I loved the Reds today, and I still like the Reds today. Actually, let me get the bets in first. So, my bets in this one are Cincinnati money line at +110, and Cincinnati first 5 money line at +112. I'm betting them on the full game and the first 5 here. And I know that sounds crazy for the amount of shit I've talked about Mike Minor over the past month, but there's something I gotta say about Mike Minor, and hear me out. The dude is getting better. Remember in June he had a 7.71 ERA, and we were cracking jokes on this dude every single night. Every single night he was pitching, I should say. In July, his ERA is down to a 5.31. It's a big drop. Also, more importantly, his slugging percentage numbers are way down. So not only giving less runs, but he's giving up a less hard hit balls, less home runs, less shots into the gap. Now, is that going to translate just into winning some baseball games for the Reds? Tough to say because Cincinnati's 1-8 in his 9 starts, I believe, this year. But the truth is, this dude pitching for the Orioles, Dean Kremer, has been on a roller coaster drop towards the bottom. He's been terrible. And now this new dude, Kyle Bradish. I mean, look at his numbers on the year. I'm not going to pretend I know a ton about him. I don't. But look at his last 2 starts. Dude's getting shelled. In his last 2 starts, 8 2/3 innings, 20 hits, and 11 earned runs. Just shows you the kind of character we're dealing with here. Definitely on the Reds as home dogs here. Scoop, why don't you go second on this one?
I don't have a winner in this game. I actually had one when Kremer was pitching, but I guess it just got worse. Pretty much, Kremer sucks, and so does what's his name that's freaking filling in for him?
Bradish.
Yeah, he sucks too. I actually have over 10 runs at a +100. I actually got 0.75 units on that. I mean, plus on top of the minor struggles, the Reds have one of the worst bullpens in the league. I think it has the highest ERA right now. They blow. They're just awful. And for the most part, both offenses have been performing. Both rank in the top half in most of the offensive categories, including runs scored. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think both of these pitchers are going to give up, a ton of runs, and the bullpens aren't that great either. So.
All right, so we got over 10 there. I know Toast always is down to bet overs in the Great American Ballpark.
That's the same bet. I'm going over 2. I'm going to go that. I'm also going to take I got to ride Baltimore. Baltimore first 5, team total over 2.5 for a half a unit. It's minus 115. Sorry. Just because I've been making money on Baltimore this whole winning streak for almost a month and a half now. So I'm just going to continue to ride that. Really quickly with Bradish, I'm not trying to make a case for him, but the only reason I couldn't get there, those last 2 starts were against Toronto and Tampa, 2 divisional opponents that know him very well. Chicago, Seattle, he looks decent. So he's also a roller coaster, but all goes to the fact that I think there's going to be runs today.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really argue against the over. I like that. I'm kind of a sucker for Cincinnati. I was telling Toast on the phone that I think they're like the Texas Rangers of the NL, where they're a shitty team, but no one's surprised when the Reds put up 13 runs. It's just like, yeah, that's the Reds. They do that sometimes. Their lineup can be explosive. So, let's move on to the next game.
Right, really quick. Do you like the porn stash, or is it like...
I think it works. I think,
it's porn star from here up, though, because it's all that down there.
I don't pass the test below the neck. I honestly, on this show, you could come with a clown face paint. No one cares as long as you're bringing in units.
Well,
That's all anyone cares about here.
That every day. Beaver comes in with the clown face paint, so
yeah, and Beaver's got a stash working himself. He got a lot of comments about
Trying
it.
really hard to get that stash out there.
All right.
Killed it at that.
yeah.
Next game. I don't want to go first because I went super public. Toast, start us off.
I don't care how public it is. Cardinals minus 1.5 and minus 105 for a full unit. I don't care what the public money says. I'm getting Miles Michaelis off of a bad start. Not to mention the fact a couple of things other working in our favor. That bad start. Also, the Cardinals' big bats like our Arenado and Goldie, they're coming off of a couple days off, so they're going to be fresh and ready to go. Washington also coming home off of a pretty decent road trip against the Dodgers. And that Washington bullpen's just pretty weak. And the Cardinals have shown all year, they've been around the top 10 all year in hitting right-handed pitching at home, on the road. It doesn't matter. So I'm all over the Cardinals today.
All right. Scoop. Yeah, I'll go last. Scoop, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with Toast here. I like the Cardinals minus 1.5 also. So pretty much they're getting 2 MVP favorites back in Arenado and Goldschmidt. And the Cardinals went up to Toronto, so basically all gave them was rest. Goldschmidt got 3 days off. Arenado got 3 days off. Goldschmidt's been dominant all season, and he's even better to start the second half. So pretty much, I mean, the Nationals are still one of the worst teams in the league. I think it's just going to prove the point today. It's just going to be a blowout.
All right, how much you want to bet on that?
0.75.
0.75 it is. Yo, he is filling right in for Beaver because Beaver bets 0.75 on everything. So I did side with you guys on that bet. I have the Cardinals minus 1.5 with 0.75 units, but I'm also laying a half unit on. I'm just fucking. Ooh, sorry. Pardon my French. I'm just straight up backing Miles Michaelis here. St. Louis first 5 minus a half run. It's at minus 130, but I'm going to put another 0.75 units on it because I actually think that has a better chance of hitting than the run line, and obviously so do the books because it's minus 130 rather than minus 105. It's not like I solved some mystery. But yeah, so I really feel strongly about this game. Anibal Sanchez, man, this guy sucks. He shouldn't be in the major leagues. He's just eating up innings because the Nats don't want to bring up their young arms and waste their arbitration years. Literally, that's it.
Isn't he 48 years old at this point? Or?
He's about to turn 47. People are going to think
I actually like the over in this, too, now that you're talking about it.
The problem with betting over in a Washington game is, like, they could get shut out so easily. All right. The UFC picks are coming at 6:30 p.m. By the way, I'll be live again at 6:30 with the UFC. I don't know how you trust them more than the MLB though, because he got rocked last Saturday. We're actually calling this one the redemption. Anyway, so next game is Royals at Yankees. All right. I actually have to take a piss because we were rushing to get this started. So, Scoop, go first. Toast second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So I mean, I actually have a same game parlay on this one. I mean, I'm sure he's going to type it in when he comes back. But
Yeah, you're good.
Benintendi came, obviously didn't have a good day. His mind was a little fucked still. Again, sorry for the French, according to Sauce. I'm not sure if this is a rated M channel or not.
I use it all the time, don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, Cole's rested. He'll be on the mound for this game. He's facing one of the league's worst lineups. It's a depleted one, too. It's just going to be a big loss for Kansas City. They're losing on their best player. Bobby Witt Jr. is not 100% healthy. He missed a couple games against the Angels. Now he's facing Cole with the second best bullpen, I would say, in the league, and it's just I don't think it's going to go well for him. Bubic isn't, he's getting the call, and his rotation he's been awful this whole season. So I actually have the Yankees minus 1.5 and over 8.5 runs at plus 197.
Yankees minus 1.5.
And over 8.5 runs, because I just think the Yankees are going to light up Bubic.
What does that SGP come to?
Plus 197.
Oh, shit. Taking a home run swing here. I'm guessing a half unit?
No, I took a whole unit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a home run swing. I mean, I don't hate it. The only part...
Don't. It's not because of the hat, either. It's actually just because I think the Royals are going to get destroyed.
I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. I don't know how crazy I am about that over, but Toast, you go second.
Okay. So I also have an SGP. Mine's a little bit different. I'm going to get the Royals plus 3.5, under 10.5 at minus 105. Look, the Yankees, first of all, minus 400 or whatever that number is just absolutely insane. I wouldn't touch that with your money. But I understand the thinking behind it, but I just can't get behind this Yankees offense right now. 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs, 6, 3. I mean, out of the break. I mean, they're not hitting the ball that great. I mean, they had 0 yesterday. I understand that Bubic isn't as good as Singer, but at the same time, he did face the Yankees this year already. He went 5 innings, only gave up 3 runs. And if you take a look at couple of his last starts, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Houston, I mean, he's not getting lit up. So as long as, again, if I'm getting 3.5 at a decent even money number with Garrett Cole on the mound, I think we stay under 11 runs. I like it.
All right. So KC plus 3.5. You didn't. How much are you betting on that one?
0.75.
0.75.
Bubic is a solid name, though.
All right. I like. Yo, that's my boy right there. I like Bubic.
Good old Bubic.
All right. So I put a piece of Nicorette gum in before it was my turn to talk. All right. So how do we? Yankees minus 400 favorites. I completely understand why they both went with the SGPs. It's really tough to cap a game out like that. I don't need to tell you why the Yankees should win this game. They've already covered it, and plus you already know. So, what I'm going to do is try to poke some holes and try to find some value for Kansas City. Let's start with the starting pitcher, Chris Bubic. What Scoop said about Bubic, or Bubic, I don't. What Scoop said about him was true up till about 3 weeks ago. This man has started dealing. His numbers in July, he's started 5 games. He's got a 3.03 ERA. He's pitching really, really well. His last 2 starts, ready for this? His last 2 starts, he just beat Tampa, went 7 innings, beat Tampa. The start before that, he went in Toronto and threw 7 more innings of shutout baseball. So he's dealing. Here's where it gets interesting, though. In the past month, the Yankees are the best team in baseball at hitting left-handed pitching by far. As a team, they have combined 973 OPS against lefties in the past month. So as good as Bubic is pitching, I still think the Yanks might get to him. But what I like about this game was the overpricing of the Yankees. So I still am putting my faith in Bubic. Ready? I have the New York Yankees. First 5, team total under 2.5. And that's at plus 125. It's not necessarily putting so much faith in Bubic, but all he has to do is hold him to less than 3. I think that at plus 125, I think that's great value. If it misses, it misses. It's just a half unit. But with these odds, what a horribly difficult game to handicap. All right, next game. All right, I just went last, so I'll start us off here. Phillies at Pirates.
Solid game.
I mean, public is heavy on the Pirates here. Very public dog. Most likely because starting pitching matchup, Jose Quintana against Bailey Falter. Quintana definitely has the edge there. But the reason I'm not kicking any doors to side with the public and take the Pirates at underdogs here, it's their lineup, obviously. It's the same reason you're always hesitant to take the Pirates. Not only have they been shitty, but they've been especially shitty against lefties. Bailey Falter is a lefty, by the way. This is it's a lefty-lefty matchup. I know the Phillies bats haven't been wowing anybody either, but check it out. In the past 2 weeks, the Phils have slowly crept up the rankings as far as hitting lefties. In the past 2 weeks, they're 13th in the MLB in OPS against left-handed pitching. Now, you might be thinking, 13th, like, who cares? That's not that high. Compared to the Pirates, that's the Astros. So, I don't really care that Quintana might be slightly better. Well, not slightly better. He's better than Falter. I feel like I'm getting the much stronger lineup. I also think the Phillies have a little bit of a fire under their ass right now. Ever since the series before the Braves. Who was that series where they just choked against it? Castellanos got booed? Right before the Braves. Toast, you there?
The Cubs. The
Cubs. They got swept by the Cubs. Right. So I think ever since that, I think the Phillies are playing with a little more emotion. So I'm just going straight up. Phillies money line minus 125. I think it's a great price, and I'll take it. And I feel like when you're getting a much better team at like minus 125, and you get to fade the public, it's always something I feel a little more confident about. So I'm on the Phillies money line. Toast, why don't you go second?
I'm gonna do the over 8. Sorry, I was making sure I had the line right. Over 8 at minus 115 for 0.75 units. I actually think that Bailey Falter is decent, but at the same time, he gives up a lot of home runs, 7 home runs already this year. So the Pirates only have to run into one of them. Also, the Pirates, as much as they've been horrible against left-handed pitching, they've scored 5 runs against Miami, and then yesterday with that 9th inning, I don't even know what you want to call it, bullpen blow up, or just the Pirates getting into a couple, I don't know, but scoring 6 runs or whatever it was in that 9th inning. I just think that we see some runs here. And then also, like you were talking about, the Phillies have been hitting really well, so we might just get the Phillies to score 7 runs or something like they did yesterday. So I just think that 8's too small of a number, and at minus 115, I'm all over it.
All right, Scoop, are you with any of us?
I'm actually on the money line for the Phillies, minus 125. This could also be Jose's last start with the Pirates, since he might be traded.
Good point.
But if so, it's not. I mean, it's not gonna be a walk in the park. Quintana's been the best pitcher on obviously Pittsburgh, but even with an ERA of almost 4, he hasn't been great. And plus, the Phillies seen him actually just line up 77 times, and their batting average is over 300, slugging over 500. I know the Phillies bullpen's been awful, but recently it hasn't been that bad. In July, it ranks 9th in ERA, 10th in FIP. So I'm actually going to go with the under 8 runs. I'm going to fade the Toast on this one. Even though I think they might get to Quintana, but I think since the Phillies bullpen hasn't been that awful, I think they're going to do well enough to not blow the under.
Yeah, the Phillies bullpen has definitely taken a step forward in the second half of this season for sure. You didn't say how much you wanted to bet on those two.
Just a half a unit each.
Sounds good. And you know what, Toast? You know what Beaver would roll over in his grave right now if he heard Scoop say that Quintana's the best pitcher on the Pirates because he has such a hard-on for Mitch Keller.
Yeah, I know. He's going to the Mitch Keller game tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. He's going to watch Mitch Keller pitch tomorrow. Yeah, Beaver loves Mitch Keller.
It's not JT Brubaker?
Oh, no. We auto-fade. Well, I auto-fade JT. All right, so let's cruise on to the next one, which is Detroit at Toronto. Scoop, you're starting this one off. This one sucks.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Garcia's making his debut tonight, right?
He's.
With the,
I don't even know if it's his debut. I don't know who that is.
Exactly. I mean, he had a 7.55 ERA last year when he was in the big leagues. I don't. He's a career 6.12 ERA. I don't know. I mean, if anything, I would take. I don't know. I actually have one bet on this, and that's the alternate line on the Blue Jays -2.5 at +100.
Nice.
I mean, we don't know what we're gonna get with Garcia, but what you're gonna get with Manoah. So, I mean,
so -2.5. It's at
+2.5 alternate run line +100.
How much you bet?
I'm gonna put a half a unit on it.
All right, cool. I'll go second because it feels a little better knowing Scoop is equally as not confident in this game. All right, so it's back-to-back bullpen days for the Tigers, and the Tigers have a great bullpen, but I mean, how many innings can you eat through before you're out of bullpen? I mean, they were able to get the job done, and my Tigers +1.5 should have cashed. The Blue Jays scored that 5th run in the top of the 9th to blow it, so they were right there. And the Tigers, remember me, Toast, we were looking at this before. The Tigers had a couple AAA arms in there yesterday and held the Blue Jays to 5 runs at the end. But, I mean, they held their own. The reason I'm saying that is I think the Toronto Blue Jays lineup as a whole may be slightly overvalued right now. They've been playing a lot of games at home. Which brings me to my next point. I think the Blue Jays will score less than 5 runs in the first 5 innings. I think the Tigers will score 0. So, against Manoah, I think it's very realistic that the Tigers score 0. So my bet is the first 5 under. It's the first 5 under 4.5. What odds? -105. And just a half unit. I was gonna throw 0.75, but I could the only thing that could break it is the Blue Jays putting up a 7-piece, and the more I think about it, I'm like maybe. So
yeah, that's why I didn't touch it. I don't know anything about the
me either.
This game, so I'm like, all right.
Toast, where are you at?
So I actually did a SGP. I just made the total really high. I did Blue Jays money line under 11.5 at -135 for a full unit. So even if Toronto puts up an 8 or 9 piece, I think Manoah goes 7-8 strong, and then because that's just what he does. So I think I have a pretty good cushion there.
Vincent coming in saying,
I like that.
This is the 1-800-GAMBLER game.
I would agree with that.
Let's just pick something that makes sense.
All right, moving on to Game 7. We're almost halfway. Toast, start us off because I know you're big on this one. I like it too.
Yeah, so I've got to take the Rays here on the money line. I'm just going to go for a full unit at -118. First and foremost, Cleveland has not seen a left-handed starter since I think July or June 3rd. Hold on.
That's crazy.
I'm pulling up my numbers right now.
You said July 3rd. On the phone, you told me July 3rd.
Yeah, July 3rd. That's been 22 games, which is just insane. And then if you take a look at Cleveland and how they do against left-handed pitching, it's just been really bad all year long. I don't like the spot for them as well coming off of the 4-game series against the Red Sox. I hate the spot for them right now. Cleveland is the worst hitting team as far as left-handed pitchers. If you go back from July to August or the full year, it doesn't matter. They haven't been able to hit lefties all year. Springs is pretty damn good. The Rays, I don't love the spot for them, but again, I hate the spot for Cleveland even more. So it sucks, but at the same time, Bieber, his last 2 starts on the road has been lit up by Detroit and by the White Sox. And usually those teams, Detroit definitely not so much, but the White Sox definitely hit left-handers a lot more than right-handers. So the fact that he got rocked by them too doesn't help me much either. So I'm all over the Rays.
I'll go next because I can just copy and paste that bet. Same exact thing. Tampa Bay money line for a full unit. Now, what Toast didn't mention is he didn't go say anything to go in too deep on Jeffrey Springs. His ERA at home this year is 1.76. So right off the bat, if you don't even say anything about Cleveland and their lack of seeing left-handed pitching, right off the bat, you got Jeffrey Springs at home. He's got a 1.76 ERA on the season. So, perfect spot to just blank this Cleveland lineup and really get this Tampa team back on track because this team was hot. I mean, what was that? Right before the All-Star break, they were hot as hell. I think they've dropped. I think they're 2-5. Yeah, they are 2-5 since the All-Star break. They're really struggling. The offense doesn't seem to be there, and a home game here where they could sneak a win, even if the offense is struggling, they could sneak like a 4-2 win. Really could turn the momentum around for them. I know fading Shane Bieber scares some people. I'm not one of those people. I really don't even think this dude's that good. I mean, in those 2 of his last 3 starts, he was absolutely shelled, as Toast just said. I don't think this guy is an ace, to be honest. I'm all over Tampa.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna side with both of you. Yeah, I have the Tampa money line too. Bieber is getting lit up. He gave up 5 runs to the league's lowest scoring team, the Tigers, like Toast said. I think most recently he gave up another 5 to the White Sox. And I mean it's the Rays haven't been good to start the second half of the season, obviously, but the Guardians have been awful against lefties, like just awful against them all season. And I actually so I'm going to put a full unit on the Rays too. I'm also putting a half unit on the over 7 because I guess this is like it's like Tampa Bay is matched up with Shane McClanahan right now. Like what is that total set? It's gonna be like a 9-10 run game. It's definitely gonna go over.
So you like the over as well?
Yeah, half a unit.
Couple little trends since we're all on the Rays. Just to know, the Rays are 9-1 their last 10 meetings with Cleveland, and when the total is 7 or less, the Rays are 23-11 this year.
Plus, Rosarena and Yandy Diaz were out yesterday resting, so they're gonna.
Yeah, they both had. Yeah, I was gonna say days off yesterday. Yeah.
Am I reading this right? The over 7's at plus 100.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that just a half unit on that?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that is. I mean, I swear to God, this dude Shane Bieber gets capped out and priced like he's.
I do have him in my fantasy today, so if anything, at least I have that if he does good.
Yeah, right.
But he's been garbage, so.
Yeah, for real. 2 of his last 3 starts got completely crushed. All right, let's move on to game number 8, which is Brewers at Red Sox. Toast. We didn't talk about this game after I hung up with you. I looked into this one, and I actually have a play I really like, so I'm going to start. Okay. I have 3 bets in this game, half unit each, and I'm copying and paste them on the screen now. There they are. Half unit each. So I'm big on the Brew Crew here. And I have no clue what these two guys are going to say. Usually, me, Toast, and Beaver, throughout the day, we have a couple phone calls, so I have an idea of like who they're going to go. We haven't spoken this game at all. Toast might be on Boston for all I know. I'm big on the Brew Crew here. First 5 run line, team total over 5.5. That's at plus 110. And I'm throwing another half unit on the run line, Milwaukee minus 1.5. It's a bullpen day for Boston, and this is purely a fade of the Red Sox bullpen. In the past 2 weeks, ready for this? In the past 2 weeks, the Boston Red Sox bullpen has an ERA of 5.50. That's 28th in the MLB. In the past, actually, I think that's in the past month. Actually, I have it. Well, I speculate. I have it open right here. I have the bullpen numbers open. So in the past month, they have an ERA of 5.50. Right? That's 28th in the MLB. In the past 2 weeks, which isn't the craziest sample size, but it's kind of just funny. In the past 2 weeks, the Red Sox bullpen has faced 233 batters, so a decent amount. They have an ERA of 8.31. Now, a lot of that is that Toronto game where they scored 27 runs, so it's a little skewed there. But still, this bullpen sucks, and it's a bullpen day. It gets deeper. So this guy, Austin Davis, he's a reliever for the Red Sox, but he's starting. This guy, the Red Sox are 10-27 on the season in games this guy pitches in. Now, he's a reliever that gets put in games where they're already losing for the most part, so that's a little unfair, but there's a little bit of a curse on this guy. The Red Sox, if you see this guy pitching for Boston, chances are you're not winning the game. Also, last point, You're going to give me 9 innings against the Boston Red Sox bullpen, which sucks right now, with a Brewers lineup that scored 42 runs in their last 6 games since the All-Star break. They're averaging 7 runs a game. I mean, three of the last 4 games were like 9, 10, and then they got shut out, and then 9 again or something. So, Brewers all the way. Scoop, why don't you go second?
I'm actually going to side with you. I have the first 5 run line. I actually have the over 9 in this game.
Okay.
Minus 115. Yeah, I actually capped this game while Bella was still the starter, but it doesn't matter now that Riley's pitching either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Brewers have been just so, like you said, it's like so red hot at the plate. Like you said, last 5 games they put 36 runs up, and I don't know if you know this, but in the month of July, the Red Sox gave up 166 runs, which is 39 more runs than second place.
I didn't know that. Holy shit.
That is god awful. Yeah, Boston's bullpen has been atrocious. I think the Brewers are going to win this game easily. So I put the first 5 run line and the over 9.
How much you betting on those?
I have a unit each.
Whoa. Taking a home run swing. Scoop's taking home run swings left and right.
Yeah, man, I'm winning this day. So.
All right. Toast, are you taking Boston? Are you going to die? Are you going to be crucified on the Boston cross? You're muted.
No, I'm going to take my win with my tail between the legs and run to the window with Milwaukee minus 1.5. Plus 100.75 units. I really do not like Brandon Woodruff, but if you take a look at his last 1, 2, 3, 4 road starts, right? Okay, so let's go. San Francisco, 5 2/3, 2 runs. At Pittsburgh, 6 innings, no runs. At the Rays, 5 innings, 1 run. At St. Louis, 4 innings, 2 runs. Again, Boston bullpen, as you touched on it, not only have they sucked, they're taxed. Dykman has 36 pitches in the last 3 days. Schreiber, 36. Houck, 33. Davis, 29. And just so you guys know, anything over 35, you start getting markers from the front office. Slow it down. That's bad for their arms. So nothing looks good for Boston today. I can't do anything besides ride Milwaukee.
So we're all on the Brew Crew.
How god awful are their yellow uniforms? I don't care if you like.
Seriously, dude.
They're the worst.
I don't even get it.
You know what and I don't want to sidetrack too much, but do you know what the worst uniforms in baseball history? Those old school D-back ones with the black sleeves with like Louis Gonzo had them, you know. Yeah. I hated those. Those were disgusting.
They had the cutoffs?
Yeah, the jersey cut off and it was like a black sleeve. Yeah. Disgusting. Anyway, 8 games down, 7 to go. What a loaded Friday. Diamondbacks at Braves. I'll go last on this one. Toast, start us off.
So this one's not easy for me, but I will just pair them with somebody that I think is going to win pretty easily. So I'm going to go Braves, Astros, moneyline parlay at plus 131 for 0.75 units. Mad Bum has been actually decent and has decent numbers against the Braves. That's kind of why I'm not playing against them in that first 5. But Kyle Wright has been pretty damn good for the Braves. He has seen Arizona already once this year. I actually watched that game every single pitch. He had like 5 or 6 walks in that game. He hasn't had a performance like that since then. He's had 1 walk, 3, 1, 1, 0. I expect him to be much, much better today. I just don't really like paying a big price with the Braves.
Well, how much did you say you're betting on that parlay?
0.75.
Okay. Scoop, take it second.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite games. I actually like the Braves minus 1.5 at minus 110. Like Toast said, Bumgarner's been decent on paper, but his xERA sits at 4.79, which suggests he's due for like a major regression going forward. Plus, the Braves rank in the top 5 in OPS, WOBA, WRC plus against lefties, so their offense should be awesome against Bumgarner. Tell Bumgarner to get the fuck out of here, you old piece of shit. You suck. I mean, no, they pretty much like I said, they should feast on him. They should be awesome. Kyle Wright's been awesome this year, 12-4, 2.95 ERA. He should be, be able to go pitch deep in the game. He's awesome. So I have -1.5, and I have the over 9 runs at +100.
How much you betting on those?
0.75 each.
0.75 each. All right. So for me, I am betting the Braves run line with Scoop there. Just a half unit for me on that because I have a same game parlay in this one that I like a little more. Put that in there, and then the same game parlay is Atlanta money line. Pretty sure it's over 5.5. Yeah, over 5.5 at -120. -120. I'll put 0.75 on that. They pretty much have said it all already. The Braves 9-1 in the last 10 Kyle Wright starts. Not only is this dude pitching well this year, but the Braves always seem to hit for him too. Braves haven't had trouble scoring on lefties for the large majority of this season. I mean, basically at any point during the year, if you're looking at analytics, if you're looking at who's hitting lefties, the Braves are always in the top 10. So it's just when there's a left-handed pitcher against the Braves, it always boosts my confidence a little with an Atlanta bet. I know a lot of people are big on the D-backs right now. The lineup has been scoring. They're 5-1 since the All-Star break, but the truth is they saw San Francisco and Washington, and both of those series were at home. So can we take that into consideration here? There's a lot of teams that are going to look great with 6 home games in a row against San Francisco and Washington. This is on the road in Atlanta. It's a much different story. So, yeah, I'm on the Braves run line and that same game parlay. Where you at, Toast? Oh, no, you went first. We're done with this game. All right, cool. So no one likes Arizona. I thought someone from here was going to go sharp with Arizona, but nope. All on the Braves. Next game, Seattle at Houston. Toast, would you like to talk about the bad guy? Oh, no, you went first last time. I'll go first this time. So, one sec. Let me get my pick ready. Go over to my notes. All right. Here we go. So, I got 2 bets here. Well, actually, so I really only have 1 bet in this game, but I also parlayed it. So, here we go, right here. These are my bets. Moneyline parlay. So, we'll go 0.75 units on this and 1 unit on this. So, what I did was I have the Houston first 5 run line, right? It's at -125. And then I took my favorite, the Astros-Dodgers moneyline parlay, which I know I'm kind of beating to death here. Took a couple rough losses with that too, but bringing it back. There's only one. The Astros should win this game. They own Seattle, as Toast was saying on the show the other day. There's only one aspect of this game that worries me a little, and it's really because the Houston Astros have been elite in everything except they haven't been the best at hitting left-handed pitching throughout this season. So the fact that Robbie Ray's on the mound scares me a little. Now, here's the good news for Houston fans and Houston bettors. They just hit the shit out of Robbie Ray. I mean, yeah, beat the hell out of him. 3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 10 hits. They tore the cover off the baseball, completely smoked him. I don't see any reason why that doesn't happen again. It happened in Seattle. It'll happen at Houston. I love the Astros here. I think they win big. I almost put the Astros run line on here as well. I'm sticking with the Astros. Toast, why don't you go second?
Astros first 5 on the run line for 0.75 units, and then Astros on the run line for a half a unit at +120. I already have the Astros in a parlay. Honestly, first of all, Robbie Ray is pimped out. We'll just rest in peace to Beaver because that's what he does when it comes to Houston. But this is more of a bet on Justin Verlander than anything. Justin Verlander absolutely owns Seattle. This will be the 4th time they're seeing him, and he got hit kind of hard in Seattle. But all 3 other times he went 7+ innings and gave up a single run. So I totally expect Justin Verlander to do what he always does against Seattle and go 7 innings, give up a run or two, and Houston to win 5-2.
5-2. Pretty detailed prediction there.
Thank you.
Scoop, where are you at in this one?
I actually have the Astros minus 1.5 at plus 120. I have a half unit on that. And I also have the Mariners under 1.5 runs first 5 innings.
First 5 team total under 1.5 runs.
What's
those?
Minus 135.
Another half unit?
Yeah.
All right.
You guys pretty much said it all. I mean, Verlander's somehow still continuing his Hall of Fame status. I don't understand how he has an ERA under 2 still. I think maybe it's the Kate Upton vibes that he's getting. Maybe that's helping him because I don't know. Like, I always think he's going to regress, and he never does. So, I just think Verlander's going to keep shutting people down. I think they're going to take it.
Yeah. Couldn't
Also,
agree more.
someone called me Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite, and I appreciate it. You know?
I know you meant it as an insult, but I take it as a
I
compliment.
actually think it's way more of a compliment. So,
all right. Cruising on to the next one. A's at White Sox. Scoop, start us. Oh, Toast wants it.
go ahead.
Oakland, first 5, money line at, my phone is loading. I think it's like 165, but
I can look it up.
155, sorry, it's probably going down. But just here, a couple things. First, I love to fade Fat Lance. That's just first and foremost. Second thing, we get to fade the White Sox after playing in Coors Field, which is a spot that I like. Oh, and by the way, Oakland's playing pretty decent baseball right now, aren't they? Scoring runs and whatnot. And then let's just take a look at the starting pitching, James Caprillion. He's been fantastic. 5 innings against Texas, no runs. 5 innings against Texas, 3 runs. 6 innings against Toronto, a run. 6 innings against Seattle, a run. So I honestly think that we have the starting pitching advantage. I think that we have the bats, let's just call them a wash. And I get a fade Fat Lance at a big fat price, a half unit for it.
All right. I actually agree with you. Sorry, I was laughing at that one guy's comment. He said, if you think the Pirates covering the plus 1.5 last night was rigged, you should stop betting and talk to a therapist.
Because remember, we worked for the books because we had the Astros and the Dodgers last night.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like, you guys must work for the books. Astros and Dodgers are bad picks. Well, they both get. I never understood that, like, the rigged people. Hold on one second. I'm pulling my notes up. Things didn't go exactly how I thought they were going to go, so it's rigged. All right, so I'm on the same boat. I am on Oakland as well, but I took the run line. Oakland plus 1.5 at minus 125. And Toast said it all. I mean, James Cap is dealing right now. I mean, Capriel. You said Caprillion. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, brilliant.
I thought it was Capriellin. But anyway,
You can say it whatever you want, man.
I'll just call him J Cap.
Mario too, though. Like, it's just an accent, right?
Don't look now, but the Oakland Athletics are playing good baseball. J Cap's got a 2.05 ERA in July. Oakland is 4-1 in his last 5 starts. Oakland, I think 4-1 for the A's to be 4-1 in anything is pretty impressive. Dude's definitely seems to be finding his groove. Speaking of finding his groove, Lance Lynn is coming off a gem himself. But the thing is, can we count that as Lance Lynn getting back to form? I mean, I'm not sure because the 3 starts before that, he was complete garbage. I might have to file that under a blind squirrel finds an acorn too every once in a while. It gets even deeper. Check these numbers out from the A's bullpen, and this is where it just sold me. So here are the rankings for the Oakland Athletics bullpen in the past month. So decent sample size. 3rd in ERA, 4th in OBP allowed, 5th in batting average allowed, 5th in slugging percentage allowed. You mean to tell me the Oakland Athletics bullpen in the last month is a top 5 in basically every major category? Yeah, I'm on the A's. It's minus one, Oakland plus 1.5, minus 125 for a full unit. Scoop, are you with us on Oakland?
I'm not with you on the the game. I'm pretty much taking the over in both ways. I'm taking the over on the A's team runs over 3.5 at plus 100, and I'm taking the full game over 8 at minus 115.
So wait, say the Oakland team total over 3.5 is at plus 100.
Yeah, and the over 8 is at minus 115.
Half unit on each.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you guys pretty much nailed it. Guaranteed
Oh,
rate
Toast.
field too.
Toast didn't give us how much he's betting.
Just a half a unit.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, Scoop.
Yeah, guaranteed rate field in Chicago has been solid for overs this season too. People are hitting home runs there. That's great news for both sides, especially the White Sox too. But Jose Abreu has been one of the most consistent hitters. Abreu's fourth in the American Leagues in hits and doubles. Tim Anderson's got the ability to get on base. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion of who's winning this game, but I think it's going to be a lot of runs.
Yeah,
All right.
I actually? You guys can decide if I can add it, but on DraftKings you can get 8.5 over 100. I would like a half unit on that if it pleases the court.
Sure. Say it one more time.
Same over 8.5 plus 100 for half a unit.
Oh, over 8.5 plus 100.
Plus, Lance Lynn's not getting back to form. I mean, he had one good start.
Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. All right, next game is the Los Angeles Dodgers at Coors Field. I'll go first. Actually, I'll go first because it'll be really, really quickly. I don't have an extra bet on this game. My only bet is my Houston Dodgers parlay, which I did from before. Listen, I really want to take the Dodgers minus 1.5 again, but they have it over minus 150 or something now. It's getting a little crazy. But I truly believe that this series is like the Dodgers revenge tour from that one back in June where the Rockies punked them around a little bit. You got the Dodgers looking at another weak righty starter in a hitter's ballpark. So I'll say the same exact thing I said yesterday. I expect the Dodgers to score double-digit runs. The only reason I'm holding off on the run line bet is, once again, the same thing I said yesterday. The Rockies at home against a lefty starter is one of my favorite spots to bet. So it's hard for me to fade that. But the truth is, I think the Dodgers are on a warpath right now. I think that Washington series kind of woke them up a little bit. Just sticking with this parlay for a full unit. And I'm refilling my drink. So, Toast, you go second. Scoop, you go third.
So I don't really like paying that number either with the minus 1.5. So I actually paired the Dodgers with the Cardinals on the money line. I'm only playing it for a half a unit. So honestly, guys, I think the Dodgers smash them here today. I'm just not in the habit of paying that type of price. That parlay is 130. I don't know if I said that or not, but I'm just not in the habit of paying that price on the run line. I mean, they are on the road, but at minus 160, it's really, I mean, I'll probably personally bet it just because I bet the Dodgers minus 1.5 every day. But Chad Kuhl did just pitch essentially 9 innings against the Dodgers and 3 hit balls. So, I mean, there's probably some regression there. I mean, I have a hard time believing he does that again. But, again, I don't really want to get involved in paying that price. Sauce, I did a Dodgers-Cardinals moneyline parlay at plus 130 for a half a unit. So
Plus 130?
Yeah.
All right. Scoop, where are you out of here?
I don't have a pick again. I just have the over on the game over 11.5 at minus
Odds?
110.
I mean,
you saw yesterday they posted up 13 runs. The Rockies had to use 4 relievers. Chad Kuhl did go 9 innings the last outing against the Dodgers, which is pretty crazy. So good for him. But yeah, I see a lot of aggression. Their ability to score at Coors Field will help the Rockies, and they can hit left-handed pitching too, which will, give them chances of scoring, scratching some runs across against areas. And I don't trust areas anyway, so I still think it's going to be an over 11.5.
How much you betting on that?
Just a half a unit.
Half a unit. Yeah, I mean, I love the over in the series too, but so these books jack the price up, so it's hard. All right. So, next game, we have, one, I believe, 3 left. We're down. Oh, no. Yeah, 3 left. 3 left. We're cruising. Rangers at Angels. Oh. Scoop, start us off. You went last time. Go first this time.
Yeah, I mean, last night you saw Shohei get the loss with the 2-0 2-0 against the Shohei. So I'm actually big on Perez tonight. Again, this is one of my favorite bets. I have the Rangers money line minus 105 for a whole unit, and I have Martin Perez under 2.5 runs for a unit.
Now, what's the odds on that?
That's a good question. Hold on, I will check that after you guys go. But yeah. So I mean, Perez has just been, he's been great. I mean, plus also the Rangers have been solid against left-handed pitching in the last month. I mean, they're top 10 in pretty much every category, hitting the ball against lefties. Pretty much, I just don't see the Angels doing much there. Plus, they're 9 and I think 35 or 9 and 36 when Ohtani's not pitching, so that's not that great.
Wow, is that true?
Yeah, 9 and 36 in the last 45 games with Ohtani not pitching.
What?
So, and plus the Rangers are 14 and 5 behind Perez. Every time Perez is pitched, they've been awesome. So I'm going with the Rangers and Martin Perez under 2.5 runs. I'll check how much that is.
It's minus 140.
Okay.
I'm going to go next because I got to make sure to say something. So Corey Seager left yesterday early. I need him in the lineup for this play, but I'm all over Texas as well. So I'm just letting you guys know I'm not making this bet until I drop the lineup. It hasn't been dropped yet, so I need Seager in that lineup. But Texas money line for a unit. And then also I would also sprinkle, like Scoop said, I'm on that Martin Perez train as well. You can get him to record a win at plus 165. So I was going to do that for a half a unit as well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
0.5 unit. All right. Cool story, guys. I'm on the LA Angels. Everything they just said is true, right? So just said a bunch of really cool stats. It was interesting. 99% of the money is on Texas. Everybody knows to fade the Angels, and they're still favorites in this game. With the starting pitching advantage going to Texas. I like Sandoval. I think he's become extremely undervalued. I think the Angels... Now, with all these, trade rumor bullshit, this trade deadline shit is so stupid. And I would never, waste your time and talk about that. But that takes away from the Angels a little bit. But as a whole, I think this team is actually going to finish on a stronger note. Not a strong note, but a stronger note. I bet the Angels 3 straight days now. They cashed for me twice, and I lost last night with Ohtani. So they might be 9 and 36 or whatever, but they've actually won 2 straight when Ohtani hasn't pitched. So I'm taking them at 0.75 units, minus 110. I don't care. I'll be on that team by my lonesome while everyone else is on Texas. So yours is if Seager plays. All right, got it. All right, cool. Next game.
Good luck, Sauce.
I will take it. What's up?
Said you got balls. I'll give you that.
Balls is how you do it in this game.
I know. I'm not
Twins.
hating. I'm not hating.
Twins at Padres. I'm all over Minnesota here. No doubt.
I am too.
Yeah, I had the first 5 money line too. So copy and paste my bets in right now. I actually am betting both money lines. First live and full game.
Yep.
I
actually have the same exact thing, so you might as well just throw 3 on there.
Nice. So we'll get. I mean, if we're all in agreement, I'll just do a quick description. They're probably going to say the same thing as me. So this Padres team, they're cool and they're on the come up. They have a lot of young talent, but let's face it, they're 11 and 18 in their last 29 baseball games. I mean, I understand that they are a better team than 11 and 18, but at the same time, that's a month and a half sample size. At what point are we going to start capping this team at the level they're actually playing at? They're not playing great baseball right now. Now, Minnesota has also slowed down a little bit from the pace they were at earlier in the season, but as it stands right now, they're a better baseball team than the Padres. I don't care what it looks like on paper. Just right now, if you just look at production and results over the past month, the Minnesota Twins are the better team. Not to mention, the Padres have Blake Snell throwing, and Minnesota's strength, I'd say probably their greatest strength for the whole year have been their numbers against lefties. I mean, in the past month, they're 8th in the MLB and OPS against lefties, and they've been up there all year, kind of like the Atlanta Braves. The Minnesota Twins are always up there in hitting against lefties. Padres throwing Blake Snell out there. He's having the worst year of his career. Right?
Snell's walking everyone, too.
Yeah.
This is the worst year of Snell's career, right?
Yeah, Padres are 2-9 when Blake Snell starts.
Perfect. And then the Twins are throwing Joe Ryan out there, who was looking shaky for a while. Joe Ryan's got an ERA of 2.05 in July. This kid seems to finally getting more and more comfortable on the mound. Even the Twins' bullpen has been significantly better than the Padres' bullpen. This is a gift. This plus money.
Speaking of bullpens, we've seen the Padres get rocked 2 days in a row. Their bullpen hasn't looked good for a while. And oh, by the way, we're getting the Padres coming home from a New York, Detroit, two-city, other side of the country road trip after the All-Star break. This is the first night they've had their own beds. I don't care if they've had a day off. Snell has just been getting rocked of lately. He can't control his pitches. And I love the kid. He's a Seattle guy. Him and Bobby Dahlbach. I mean, those are the guys. But Joe Ryan has been pretty damn good. In Minnesota, like I said, San Diego's 2-9 in Blake Snell starts. Well, Minnesota 10 and 5 in Minnesota, and Joe Ryan starts. So,
how much you want? You didn't say your actual bet. You said first 5 money line.
First 5 money line for 0.7. I'm doing them both 0.75. I love the Rockies.
You're betting the full game money line too?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Plus 106, 0.75. Damn. Okay. And I know Scoop said he was on the first 5 money line also. Are you on both also?
Really quickly, Scoop. You talked about the Padres hitting lefties. Well, Joe Ryan's a righty. The Padres 21st this month in versus hitting against righties. So.
Not ideal. No. Actually, you guys covered every single one of my notes.
Yeah. So, that's what I figured. We're all saying the same shit.
I agree with you guys on that one.
How much are you betting on those, Scoop?
I have a half a unit on each.
Okay. All right. So we're all feeling Minnesota. Okay.
The Road Dogs.
Yep. Which brings us to the final game of the evening: Cubs at Giants, and I'll go first because my cap on this game sucks. I literally told myself yesterday that I would be taking the Cubs today because I bet the Cubs yesterday, first 5 and full game, and lost. And I said I'm taking the Cubs tomorrow with Stroman. So it was predetermined, and I don't even think it's a good bet. But I'm sticking with my guns here. So I'll put 0.75 units on it, just the money line. It's all I'm betting. Stroman's been good, and I feel like the Cubs, even despite that last loss, are still playing better baseball than the Giants. One game's not going to change that. So give me the Cubs money line, plus 120 at 0.75 units. Scoop, want to go second?
I actually have the Cubs money line also, 0.75. Kyle's been doing really well of late. He would have had an awful start, but since May, he's had a 2.86 ERA. He's pretty much avoiding people hitting him pretty much. He's having a great year recently. I also like the under 7.5, half a unit on that. The Cubs pitching staff as a whole has been great since the All-Star break. They only allowed 13 runs in the last 5 games, and they've been on the under 4 straight. And the Giants have struggled. They've only scored 10 runs in the last 4 games. I think the under is going to hit, and I think the Cubs are going to win.
All right. 2 bets for the Cubs. I can tell by Toast's face he's betting the Giants,
I got the under, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Hold on. Let me get the under. Yeah. Under how many?
Under 7.5.
And odds and bet size.
Minus 115, 0.75.
All right. And Toast is on the Giants. What are the bets?
San Francisco money line under 11.5 at minus 105 for 0.75 units. I think the only reason I just don't want to pay the minus 140. for the Giants. I do think the Giants win easy here today. For all you people who can't bet same-game parlays, I would bet the Giants. I did personally bet the Giants as well. Honestly, I just really like Alex Cobb. I think that at home against Milwaukee, Arizona, the White Sox, Cincinnati, he looked really well in all those starts. Hard to say anything super bad about Stroman because he's been pretty consistent himself, but I think I love the under 7, but if you're going to give me, like I said, under 11.5 with a home team winning again, I just don't want to be a part of the Cubs. I think that them winning at home was really nice and against Pittsburgh and stuff like that, but now they're back on the road with all these trade rumors swirling and stuff like that. I just can't get behind them right now. Also, they're not hitting the ball. Less than 7 hits in like 5 of the last 6 games or something like that. It's not great.
All right, so that brings us to the end of these, but I have one. I'm going to give out one of my 3 parlays for the night. Scoop, I don't know if you prepared a parlay or you knew that we even do that. But we get. Oh, cool. All right, you want to start us off, or do you want? You know what? All right, Scoop's ready. Let's go.
So I got the.
I don't even have a hit parlay.
I have the Phillies money line, Rays money line, and the Dodgers -1.5.
And that, what do those odds come out to be?
Plus 444.
There you go. So Scoop's parlay, I'm putting right next to his face here. So my parlay is a the one I'm giving out on the show, very simple one. Kind of like one of those like smack you in the face obvious ones. So I have the Cardinals money line, Brewers money line, Blue Jays money line, and what was the last team? Braves money line. All teams that I think should win comfortably. That comes out to be, what is it, 389? 381. So plus 381. Not as high risk as the parlays I usually give out, but I truly think that this one has a decently high. That this will have a decently high hit rate. As far as that's probably not the way to phrase that. I actually think this has a good chance of hitting. I think all 4.
You guys here? I'll give you guys the 4 names I'm going to use in my hit parlay. I just don't know what the number is. Okay, Trey Turner, Jose Altuve, Alec Bohm, Austin Riley.
Okay, we just don't know what that comes out to be. All right, so that's his hit parlay.
It was a busy day for us today.
Yeah, it was. All right,
Premier League starts next Friday.
Yeah,
we'll be putting those out. Also, not just Premier League. It's going to be other soccer. That's other big soccer. Like World Cup's coming, obviously. You gotta.
Yeah, he's going to be giving soccer picks. It'll be maybe some MLS, some World Cup. Most of you have the app and are on the VIP list, so you'll see them. They'll be popping right up there. We'll have the results going on the website like we do for every sport.
What is the chances of Arsenal winning the cup?
Well, not good.
Not good at all.
One of their best players just had a rape allegation, so that's not good.
Who? Thierry Henry?
No, it's
Thierry Henry.
Oh no! I dropped my camera.
Oh, look at how good of a joke that was.
I'll be back in 1 hour and 22 minutes with the UFC guy going live again. So if you're interested in UFC picks, I'll see you back here in an hour 20.
See you guys in the comments.
Yeah, and the MLB VIP ticket will be posted. There's 15 games, so give me 45 minutes on that. We'll have all the parlayas up there and everything that we always usually do. So that is it. Everyone have a great Friday night. And hold on, let's check the schedule and plan for tomorrow. See, 1 p.m. is too early for that first game. Why don't we do the live at 1 p.m. and then we just won't include that first game because it'll be starting when we go live. So I'll put so we'll go live 1 p.m. tomorrow. See you guys back here. Everyone have themselves a lovely night.
See ya.
Later. And we're clear.